The woman had been trapped in the freezer for 10 hours. Just as despair began to consume her, she suddenly found a lighter in her backpack, giving her one last glimmer of hope. Summoning her remaining strength, she began burning paper. As the flames grew larger and the temperature in the freezer started to rise, something felt wrong. Opening her eyes, she discovered the entire room was now shrouded in smoke. The fumes were choking her, making it nearly impossible to breathe, and her body had only just begun to feel a hint of warmth. She had no choice but to extinguish the fire herself. Just when she thought she would freeze to death, she suddenly spotted a card among the ashes. Written on it was the secret of how the Inuit people built igloos to stay warm. She forced herself to rally, her survival instincts kicking in one last time. She dragged over a dozen cardboard boxes from the freezer shelves and began assembling them into the shape of an igloo, following the design, leaving only a small opening for her to crawl in and out. With the makeshift igloo complete, exhaustion finally overcame her, and she closed her eyes and fell asleep. When she woke up again, she discovered her forearm was frozen solid to the ground. The little mouse that had kept her company while waiting for rescue had also succumbed to the extreme cold, frozen to death nearby. Suddenly realizing something crucial, she endured the pain and lifted her arm, then found some plastic wrap and covered all her exposed skin. Looking up at the constantly running cooling fan, she hurled her bundle at it with all her might. Fortunately, she managed to jam the fan and stop it. She had realized that unless she could stop the fan from continuously blowing cold air, she would never be able to raise the temperature in the freezer. But she no longer had the strength to deal with the other fan. After several failed attempts, she collapsed helplessly to the ground. When she opened her eyes again, a thick layer of frost had formed on her eyelashes. Just as she was about to freeze to death, she suddenly noticed a panel in the freezer that connected to the fire escape. Using her last bit of strength, she removed the panel. With her final conscious moments, she kept banging on the passageway. Would she really have a chance to escape from this freezing tomb?